Kupp was named the MVP of this game.
I think he had 60 yards receiving.
No,
right?
I think he had 8 for like 92 and 2 tutties.
But at the end of the game, and here's why I don't look. He had one of the greatest seasons of all time.
Unbelievable.
One of the greatest seasons of all time. Let's not get into a dispute over that. Stafford was very good. Great, brilliant, Hall of Fame, best of ever seen.
Finally, you get it.
The fan watching this game, like myself, was watching it saying, Cooper Kupp, who had one of the greatest seasons of all time, from the minute Odell went down, it looked like the Bengals had just taken Kupp out of the game. They had decided, and I think rightly so, as a fan, we're just not going to let that guy beat us.
And
then all of a sudden it changed. Why on that last drive, Dan, did Kupp just take over the game and along the way win himself a Super Bowl MVP?
Well, I think number one, in that time where he was shut down a little bit, they started to put hands on him at the line of scrimmage.
Did they stop on the last drive?
Yeah, and then they stopped doing that on the last drive.
Why would you stop doing that if it's working?
Well, because they moved Cooper outside in a couple of the moments. Cooper usually plays inside. They moved him outside. This one, they blitzed off of him, so he replaced the pressure guy. This is the play I'm going to break down. There's a reason they don't get hands on him because of the way it's formation. So I think, listen, Sean McVay, I think, had better moments than yesterday. But when he needed to dial up some place to help his cat get open, he did. And Cooper made it kind of work. I also think there were moments in the game where Matthew was going away from Cooper Kupp because he was getting a little bit doubled and he was trying to let other guys win. And then he got into that final drive and said, no, I got to go to the offensive player of the year. I got to force the football to him.
Help me with the defense here because, I think the Bengals defenders should be carried out on their shields. Hubbard and Hendrickson, those guys are so good.
They've given up 23 or more points twice since October.
Yeah, and none of them in the playoffs, right? I mean, they held them in there. They intercepted Tannehill 3 times, and they shut down after that first quarter and a half. They completely shut down Mahomes, and they keep their team in this game yesterday when their offense is being completely dominated. So give them all the credit in the world. But what, if anything, did you see change on that last drive? Because Kupp just took over the game.
They're not a heavy man coverage team. In order to double somebody, you have to play man coverage, and they don't feel comfortable in man coverage. And the way that Cooper Kupp moves around, I think it makes it difficult to call a zone, being able to anticipate where he's going to be. If you want to roll the zone up to him, if he's in the slot, you're not really getting him any extra coverage. So when you do that, and then you have a quarterback who has the confidence of Matt Stafford, who is willing to look you off, not until he throws the ball, even before, up until after he throws the ball, like that's impossible to cover from an underneath coverage guy in that situation.
And you hear Dan talk about all the time, like the formation sets and the motions also make it. It's not easy. It's not like you just go, oh hey, we're going to take 2 dudes and just run them all over the field with the
stagnant.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, they're too smart to do that. They can change and adjust it.
So when Matthew got traded there, I remember talking to him relatively early on in the process, and he was saying that he had gotten to throw with Cooper Kupp. And I remember him texting me saying, Cooper Kupp is the best route runner I've ever seen in my life. Now, this is a guy that played with Calvin Johnson. Different type of animal, but he said he was the best route runner he's ever seen or he's ever played with and seen in his life. There's sayings in football, you guys have both heard of them. As a quarterback, we want receivers to do 2 things. Get open and do something when you get open with the football. Cooper Kupp does that all the time. I mean, that's why that fourth quarter drive happens. And then there's the saying, as a wide receiver, be where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, never fool the quarterback. Cooper Kupp is always where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be, and he never fools Matthew. So that's when that's like, Dom, remember before you said, I don't have any idea how he threw that no look? When you believe that guy's going to be exactly where he's supposed to be, you can throw those no look passes.
I don't trust anybody that much. But when the final drive of the Super Bowl like that is commendable.
When you put in thousands of reps.
Yeah, I think that's a big moment right there. And I don't think that the thing is, it wasn't just for show. I don't think he completes that ball without it. Because I think it's Bell that's right there, that's hanging back.
You don't think he completes it without the no look?
Yeah, without the no look.
Agree.
He's hanging back, and he's like, I'm going to make you throw it down. He cocks it while he's looking, and then Bell makes his break. He plays defense as well as you can play in that situation.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.